What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mark Dark, and I'm back with another video. If you're new, if you love power, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the video, and leave your theories, comments, everything down below. Now today I'm going to be talking about Power Book 2 Ghost, Episode 9. This is the recap. Now I'm going to try my best to go over all the key points. If I miss anything, you guys let me know. And overall, this was a great episode. It was a great build-up, and it's building up to an explosive season finale next week. I can't wait to see how it's all going to unfold. You guys let me know down below exactly what you think is going to happen and how you felt about this episode. Now, of course, the syllabus in this week's episode, it said that Frankenstein is the book to read, and of course, that was the theme of the episode. And the episode begins off with your boy Kane chopping up body parts with Lil Guap. And of course, these body parts are members of GTG that Kane took out last week. And of course, Lil Guap is like, he's sick. He can't take it. He's like, man, like this dude is crazy. Now, this is one of the reasons why Kane wants Lil Guap to work with him, because he knows he can control him. In my opinion, letting Lil Guap sit around too long is going to create problems in the future. Now, Professor Milgram, she's talking to Zeke, and Zeke is talking entirely too much, in my opinion. He's telling her about certain things that happened, him being jumped, of course, his family, and all this is going to do is make Professor Milgram ask more questions. It's going to make her go and investigate and figure out exactly what happened. And if the truth does ever come out, it's going to make it seem very bad for Zeke, because he's going to be associated with this along with his family, and he doesn't want to be a part of this, of course. And if the truth about Professor Milgram messing around with Zeke comes out, it's not going to look well for her. So she has to think about exactly what she wants to do. Now, Laz Alonso is here as Sam Santana, and look, everybody wanted him to be a street thug in the game. People were saying that he's going to be Ghost's brother. Well, no, he's a cop. He's a detective in this episode, and he's trying to figure out what happened at that swimming pool, right? Now, of course, he's saying he wants to talk to certain students that's similar to the actual victim. And Professor Milgram and Jabari steps in and says, you know what? That's pretty much biased. We can talk to the students. Of course, Jay Kelly, he jumps in because he wants to be a part of the whole thing. He wants to have content for his book. This dude is just a sicko, in my opinion. Now, of course, your boy Tariq, he owes 2-Bit money, and 2-Bit is texting him the whole episode, telling him, look, I need that money. I need $50K for saving you the last time. Of course, Tariq doesn't have all the money. He's struggling, as well as he has to pay Davis McLean as well. So he has to tell Davis McLean he's going to be late. And Davis McLean tells him, well, he's trying to get an expert witness. And Tariq is trying his best to get this money, man. He's struggling. Davis McLean is plotting and planning. He's trying to build up even more evidence to pretty much convict Tariq. Now, Tariq goes and talks to Monet and Drew. And, of course, they pushing product. They're pushing Rico's product. And of course, Tariq lets Monet know that it's kind of hot at Stansfield because of Kane. Monet says, look, that's what you got that app for. You should be good. Now, she's telling him, look, we got to get rid of this product because it's going to look funny if we keep holding it and Rico knows something is went down with DC Joe. So Monet is pretty much trying to hide and cover everything. This is going to look bad, especially when Rico finds out about everything that's going down. Now, of course, we get back to class. Tariq and Lauren have a debate, of course, about the topic of discussion, which is Monster, the Frankenstein story. And Tariq is pretty much saying, yes, people are locked up, but you have to look at the creator. Sometimes it ain't always about a person being locked up. A lot of people, they get locked up, and a lot of people judge them not knowing the full story on why they're locked up. He took offense to what Lauren was saying about criminals and, drug dealers should be the ones that should be locked up. Tariq pretty much told her, look, don't talk to me, and that's just it. I want to see how this storyline is going to develop in the season finale, because it seems like it's kind of shaky right now. Now, I want you guys to pay close attention to the girl that's by Kane, because I believe she's the one that's going around talking about the whole Rico, the DC Joe stuff. I mean, entirely too many details are being discussed. Drew comes there. He's talking about why did Kane take off take the corner boys off the block. They're working for Cane, not Monet. And he's pissed off that Cane is working with Lil Guap. And as well, he explains to him that Monet told Rico that DC Joe was in a hit and run, like pretty much a robbery. And that's what happened. Now you're talking about all this information and that girl is sitting right there. You're letting too much info get out. So it's not going to be a surprise that Rico knows about what's really going on, that Monet and them killed DC Joe, and Cane tells Drew that he has to choose between Monet or him. Now, Professor Milgram, she's doing her investigation. I told you guys she's going to be on her J. Kelly in this episode. Hell, I thought I was watching the episode of Blue's Clues because she got the handy dandy notebook out, taking all types of notes and clues, writing them down, trying to break down the Tejada organization. I mean, she's looking at pictures of Zeke when he was a kid. I'm like, what is she doing? I mean, she's going into detail to find out about GTG, Little Guap's dad, Lorenzo Tejada. I'm like, okay, she's getting very deep on this. And if she's caught, it's not going to look good. Now, we know that, of course, Professor Milgram has a background in the criminal justice system. And J. Kelly decides to walk up in there asking all these questions. I mean, Professor Milgram, she got all this info sitting on her desk. Her door is not locked. Why would you do this there? It doesn't make any sense. She asks him, does he know anybody in this picture? And he says no. Of course, he looks at Drew and he remembers Drew from when, of course, Tariq was talking to him outside. Now, we get to the correctional officer who was spying, get information on Tasha for Lorenzo, and it's a shakedown. They pretty much doing random room searches, and he tells Tasha, look, he need that burner phone right now. Tasha's asking all these types of questions. I'm like, if you don't give this man that phone, you need to hurry up before you get caught. Now, of course, she does give him the phone, and he promises to look out for her in the future on another one. Now, we get to Monet. She's telling Drew, why didn't he just shoot up the spot when Cane was running his mouth in GTG? Drew was like, look, I can't just do that. Why would I do that? And then, those outcomes will be very deadly. Monet is pretty much trying to make Drew be what she wants him to be. And Drew says, look, I don't want to be that way, but it seems like that's the way things are going as of right now. Now, Paula, she decides to go back and talk to Tasha because we know that Davis MacLean had a conversation with her about the expert witness. Of course, Tariq told her the information about that. Now, Paula, she lets Tasha know that this expert witness is Epiphany. Now, of course, she finds out that Davis MacLean is lying, and now Paula Matarazzo, she's like, okay, I got to do something about this. Now, Tasha tells Paula Matarazzo, can she go tell Tariq to treat Epiphany like they treated your boy Slim, aka Kanan? Give him or give her that Kanan treatment if he has to. So, of course, Paula will go do that and tell him about Tasha's information. Now, we get back to Tariq and Brayden. And, of course, Tariq tells him, look, we got to push this product. And Brayden comes up with the plan. Maybe just go to Yale. We can push the product. The heat ain't too hot there. As I made in the predictions that this may happen because it makes sense. If Stansfield is hot, might as well go to Yale. Now, of course, Brayden is still pissed off about what Tariq did, and it's going to take some time for him to get over all the lies. Now, speaking of lies and secrets, we got somebody doing some investigation. Now, Stephen Ott has hired this investigator to go investigate and look up information on Cooper Saxe, and he's following him. And we see that Cooper Saxe and Davis MacLean, they're going to Epiphany's spot because they want her to testify, and they want her to say certain things that's pretty much going to clear Tasha. At the same time, it's going to make it seem like Tariq has something up. It's going to make it seem like Tariq is the dirty one. This is just more evidence, more information to put everything on Tariq and take everything away from Tasha. Now, she's willing to talk because that's what Epiphany does. I mean, she's a single mom. She's trying to look out for her family. So that's what she's going to do. Now, Professor Milgram, she wants to tell Zeke, look, he should go ahead and just talk to the authorities. It's going to save his career, because if this information gets out about him getting jumped and that being connected to the guy that ended up dying at that swimming pool, it can be over for his career. So she's putting that pressure on him to testify and talk. Now, we get back to Sam Santana, and he's like, did you guys figure or find anything out about this case? And of course, Professor Milgram, she's talking about the basketball players being jumped and stuff like that because Zeke told her. And then it kind of cuts off as she's about to tell him about the gang that did this. Now remember, she had her handy dandy notebook, and remember that your boy Zeke told her this information. The question is, did she really tell Sam Santana that information? Now your boy Tariq finally decides to let Brayden know the truth. He shows him, of course, a picture of Cooper Saxe. He lets him know that Riley is his niece and that she cannot be trusted. Now, as I told you guys, that's all Tariq needed to do. Just tell him, or start at least telling Brayden some of the truth. Now, in next week's episode is going to be the test, because we know that Riley is going to try to explain what happened. The question is, will Brayden actually believe her? Now, I believe this relationship between Tariq and Brayden is going to continue to build, and the two will learn how to trust each other a little bit more. Now, Zeke, he goes to have a conversation with Monet, and he's thinking about talking, letting the authorities know what happened. And of course, Monet's like, look, you can't do that. You can't let them know about our business. And of course, Professor Milgram's name is brought into the picture, and Monet is like, okay, y'all is kind of close. He's putting two and two together. Of course, Diana lets her know about the note that she took from Tariq, or the note that she read about a professor sleeping with a student. And this is how Monet says, you know what, I know the truth now. So she pops up in Professor Milgram's office on some ghost type stuff. And she pretty much scares the hell out of Professor Milgram. Tells her, if this all gets out, I'm going to tell them that you're sleeping around with a student and your career is pretty much over. So now Professor Milgram's going to have to figure out a way on pretty much clearing out some of the stuff that she's let out already. No telling what she already told Sam Santana. I mean, she's talking entirely too much. She's trying to do entirely too much. Eventually, she's going to realize that the Tejadas family is not a family you want to mess around with. But she should know that based on her handy dandy notebook. Now, Stephen Ott has went to Cooper Saxe and let him know, look, he's knowing that he's working with Davis MacLean, and he will expose all of them. Now Cooper Saxe has to do exactly what Stephen Ott wants him to do. He has to get Tasha, and Stephen Ott doesn't really care that Cooper Saxe is going to get Tariq because he believes it's just about a drug charge. So he wants him to get Davis MacLean as well. It's a part of the whole plan, right? We get to Effie and Tariq. Of course, Tariq and Brayden go there because they have to push this product, and Effie's all down with the cause. She lets Tariq know, look, you are a monster, and the sooner you accept it, the better off you will be. And she lets him know that, look, I'm a monster as well. I figured that when I had screwed you over when we was at Choate. Tariq knows that he is a monster deep down inside. At the end of the day, he's saying, look, my parents created me. Ghosts, let's be more specific. Ghosts created this animal inside me. Now, Tariq, he has to go handle business. Now, Paula told him that, look, Tasha told you to treat Epiphany like you treated Slim. And Tariq is thinking about taking her out. Now, I knew they weren't going to let Tariq take her out. She starts talking, and she talks entirely too much. This is how I knew that they was going to be able to get to her. She talks a lot about everything. She lets him know about Davis MacLean and Cooper Saxe. So now your boy Tariq knows the truth about that, and he's going to run with it. And he decides to use the money that he earned to pay off Epiphany. Now, this is a classic Ghost move. Ghost is known for giving people money and making them leave or whatever. He did that with Holly. He did that with Maria. And he will do it anytime he feels though he doesn't really want to hurt no one and he wants them just to leave. So Epiphany does not come and she does not testify. Now this messes up, of course, Cooper Saxe and Davis MacLean's plan because they're pretty much hoping that she will show up. Now they take a break and Cooper Saxe and Davis MacLean have an argument. Of course, Cooper Saxe is upset because Paula Matarazzo, she goes to the MCC and she's questioning Tasha, and Cooper Saxe is like, look, you done messed this whole game plan up. Of course, Davis MacLean is talking about the dirt that he has on Cooper Saxe being that Club Truth. Cooper Saxe says, you know what? Well, I have pictures and video of us both at Epiphany's spot. How is that going to make you seem? You're not going to be able to work anywhere, you or Paula. The two are pretty much done for as of right now. And of course, Davis MacLean is upset. He said, look, I need to go clear this up with Paula. He goes, he talks to Paula, and she tells him, yeah, she did go talk to Tasha. She's upset that Davis MacLean lied to her. She does not like that. And he's pretty much screwed. I mean, damn. Davis MacLean, they told you from day one, if you're going to shoot at Cooper Saxe, you better not miss. And as of right now, Davis MacLean has missed by a wide shot. Now, of course, Cooper Saxe comes and he says, look, the person he's going to bring up is Tariq St. Patrick. So we're going to be seeing Tariq on the stand in next week's episode. Of course, Tasha was not happy about that at all. Now, Little Guap, your boy Kane, they're talking about this shipment. And of course, Kane looks through the shipment and he knows that this is Monet's shipment. Something is not right. So he pretty much says, look, Little Guap, I know you robbed my family. What the hell is wrong with you? Little Guap has to let him know that Rico gave him this. He let Rico know that they pushing, and that's it. Kane put two and two together and he knows, like, man, Rico must know the truth, and he's pretty much done with Monet, and he's going to get rid of her. It's only one way that he's going to do this, and that's by pretty much shooting them up. And then we see the introduction, finally, your boy Jackie Long, aka Rico, and he says, New York, it's been a minute. I mean, it's finally explained. A lot of people thought this episode was titled New York Has Been a Minute. Well, it's not. It never was, in my opinion. It was just a quote that they used. The episode has been titled Monster from the beginning, in my opinion, just based off the episode. You can already tell, and based off the syllabus, right? Now, of course, Rico and them, they want to go and expose Monet and the Tejadas. Now, Tariq doesn't have the money, because the money that he had, he gave it to Epiphany for her to get away, because he wants to protect his mom at all costs. Monet's like, look, well, I'm going to have to take you out. And Tariq is like, look, I know what's coming. You know what I'm saying? I did what I did, and I'm going to have to suffer those consequences. I pretty much done hurt everybody that cared for me. Everybody. I screwed them over. Hell, I screwed over Lakeisha. I screwed over Kanan. I screwed over Tommy. And the list goes on and on. Raina. I mean, this dude is pretty much, everybody that cared for him, he's pretty much screwed over. And he's pretty much tired of it, right? He's tired of it. And he tells Monet he screwed over his dad, but his dad didn't realize it until it was too late, and she was asking him about this. But then this is when that black truck pulled up, and you already knew what was about to happen. And they knew the shipment was out there, but they was taking so long to come inside. So Drew was like, okay, they waiting a little bit too long. Next thing we know, we hear gunshots. They pull out those straps. They start shooting the place up. And, Tariq, he protects Diana. He keeps her on the ground. Monet and Drew are on the ground. Everybody should have just stayed on the ground. I don't understand why in the hell did Drew get up? What are you doing? Like, why did you get up? You had no reason to get up. It ain't like they was inside the building. You could have just easily sat there and not took no shots, but you got up and got popped. Of course, Monet is upset, and she's like, man, Drew got shot. It ain't looking too good for him. Kane comes at the very end, and he's trying to make sure everything is all right. Of course, Monet is pissed off at him. She's blaming him and saying, look, this should never happen. It's all because of you, because you left. Diana even tells him that later on in the episode. You left. This is why Rico decided to come against us, because of you. So all the blame is on Kane. Kane is not feeling too good in this episode, right? Now, Tariq, of course, is spared, because Monet is like, look, I respect you. You know what I'm saying? You protected my daughter. I owe you life, pretty much. And she tells him it's not over as far as him on her money, but she's going to let him slide right now. Now, Paula, she comes and talks to Tariq. She tells him, look, you got a subpoena to appear in court. Davis MacLean, Cooper Saxe, they're plotting against you. They're coming for you. So I'm here to help you out. You need to get your own lawyer. She shows him the video, and now Tariq knows, okay, I see what time it is. And as I always told you guys from the very beginning, what's going to happen when Tariq knows everything? When he knows that everybody is plotting and planning against him, what will he do? I'm eager to see what he's going to do. I think he's going to make those adjustments. They're making it seem like he's going to take the L in the next episode, but I got a feeling it's not going to end that way at all. Now, of course, Monet and Diana, they're very upset. Drew is at the hospital getting surgery, and it's looking like he's going to survive. I didn't really think they're going to kill off any of her family members that quick. They're pretty much just trying to build up these characters for season 2. They don't want to kill off anybody that quick. Of course, Cane is blamed once again. Diana smacks him in the face, tells him once again, this all happened because of you, because you left. And Monet tells him once again, I'm not giving you no more chances. You might as well run, get out of sight. And Cane's like, look, you created me. This is the theme of this actual episode, Frankenstein, the monster. And Cane was telling the truth. You did create me. Everything that you're seeing is because of you. Now, Cane decides to talk to Officer Ramirez because he's like, look, we need to take out Tariq. You ghosted me. Where are you at? We need to, get him out the picture. Officer Ramirez is laughing at Cane. He's like, look, I don't need to take out Tariq. And Monet needs me more than ever since you were gone. And if Drew ends up dying, she's going to need me even more. I mean, he was running his mouth entirely too much. I guess he underestimated Cane. Cane dropped him, and then Cane finished him off in Cane fashion. I mean, like, it was crazy. Now, the mistake Cane made was killing an officer of the law. Now, he has to clean this up, and he cannot afford to make any mistakes. Monet is going to be very pissed off because the person that can protect them the most is gone now. He had all this type of intel on the inside, and now he's not there. But he was running his mouth entirely too much. Now, Tamika decides to defend Tariq. Tariq is, looking for a lawyer because Davis MacLean is screwing him over. And she tells him, look, did you kill your father? You know what I'm saying? I can't really do nothing with the information, but I want to know the truth. And Tariq tells the truth once again. Tells her, yes, he did it. Not because necessarily he wanted to, because his father was a monster. And Tamika says, I know. He was a monster, but you're not. So now it's poking once again back at Ghost, saying everything that's happened is because of Ghost. What they want to call it, sins of the father. Tariq is doing what he's doing because of his parents, right? Now he has to figure out a way to go on stand and tell a story, which he said he's just going to confess. He doesn't want Tasha going down for this, but based off the trailer for episode 10, I don't think that's going to happen like that. Tamika is smiling. Tariq has a smirk on his face. I believe Tamika is going to prepare him to win, not to confess. She's going to prepare him to win. So all of the secrets is going to come out. Trust me. Majority of them came out in this episode. Now I want to know what's going to happen when Tariq brings up the point that Cooper Saxe was at the crime scene as well. What's going to happen with that, right? What's going to happen when Tariq brings up the fact that Cooper Saxe was using his niece illegally to get information out of him? See what I'm saying? It's going to be a lot of dirt coming out. Tariq is going to throw it all on the table in this next episode, in my opinion. And I got a feeling it's going to be very explosive. Now, as far as the whole Tommy Egan thing, and him not appearing in episode 9. Now, one of my subs already told me a while back when the New York It's Been a Minute shirt came out, he was posting videos and posting content saying that Tommy Egan is going to return based off this shirt. Courtney Kemp hit him up, DM'd him and told him, look, Tommy Egan is not going to be in episode 9, so you should not tell people this. Now, this was back about 2 months ago, and come to find out, she was telling the truth. Tommy Egan was not in episode 9. She told him, don't put out false information because she doesn't want to get people hyped up about him appearing in this episode. But as far as episode 10, that's a different story. If Rico is looking for another distro, and when we talk about distro, when we hear that name distro, Tommy Egan always comes to mind, right? So don't be surprised if Rico says, you know what, How about I work with Tommy Egan? Now, how they're going to write that all out, I don't know. All I know is this: the whole 2-Bit storyline will come back up. 2-Bit is connected with Tommy Egan. I got a feeling that Tommy Egan still will come back, especially if his name is in court. At the end of the day, even if he don't come to court, Tommy Egan, I believe, will make an appearance before it's all said and done. It builds a perfect promotion for his spinoff, which will be getting filmed in January, and I think it will be a perfect way to end episode 10 to give the fans exactly what they want and a little bit more to make them want to see the future spinoffs. But that's just my opinion. Overall, this episode was solid, a great episode, explosive, and now in episode 10 we're going to get to see the outcome of everything. Everybody's secret's going to come out, and I want to see exactly what's going to happen when they're all set. But you guys let me know, man, what do you think about this episode? Leave it all down below. Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Are you ready for the season finale? Damn, those 10 episodes went quick. You know, I kind of wish they gave us 15 episodes like Power Season 6, but I understand that was the final season of Power, so they gave us something extra. But we shall see, man. Power Book 2 Ghost Season 2 should be coming, I would say, hopefully next year, if not 2022. But at the end of the day, overall, man, they be doing a hell of a job so far with this season, man. They surprised a lot of people. This show has pretty much did very solid, in my opinion. But thank you guys for all the love and all the support. Leave your theories, predictions, everything down below, and I will catch y'all on the next one. But let me get on out of here, man. It's your boy Mark Dark. I'm out. Peace.